And now for our next news special report.
And now a report that's shaking the corridors of power in Washington. Imagine a revelation so striking that it could not only challenge but potentially overturn the current presidency. The House GOP has stepped up with allegations and evidence against President Biden that are impossible to dismiss lightly. We're diving deep into this unfolding story, unraveling a tangled web of alleged corruption and influence peddling at the highest levels. This isn't just a political dispute. It's a pivotal moment that could redefine our nation's leadership. As we expose the layers of this controversy, brace yourself for a narrative that's far removed from the mainstream media's portrayal. Stay with us as we dissect the facts, question the established narratives, and deliver insights that promise to be eye-opening. And don't miss our concluding segment. It's an analysis that every American needs to hear. Now, before we dive deeper, a quick word from our sponsors who make our pursuit of truth possible. Just like today's story where hidden truths are being unearthed, our health can also hide secrets like dangerous belly fat. This fat, deeply embedded, can pressure vital organs, much like how corruption pressures our system of governance. That's why I, along with many, rely on a remarkable new product designed to reduce fat storage, speed up fat breakdown, and support overall weight management. Its science-backed ingredients help curb cravings and boost metabolism, and now you can get it at 51% off this month or until stocks last. Visit trimwithgary.com to get yours. That's trimwithgary.com. Now, back to our story. So we begin tonight with a bombshell. House GOP leaders, spearheaded by Elise Stefanik, James Comer, Jim Jordan, and Mike Johnson, have launched a scathing offensive against President Joe Biden. This isn't just political theater. It's a meticulously crafted case for impeachment centered on what they allege is the Biden family's involvement in corrupt influence peddling operations. Now, Representative Elise Stefanik, she set the stage with her opening remarks. She described the uncovering of what she believes to be one of the most significant political corruption scandals in our nation's history. She detailed extensive financial transactions from countries like China, Russia, Ukraine, and Romania purportedly benefiting the Biden family. And crucially, she accused federal agencies of a cover-up, asserting that these agencies under Biden's influence have attacked his political opponents while ignoring his family's alleged misdeeds. Watch.
House Republicans have worked tirelessly on behalf of the American people for months to deliver transparency following the money and the facts to uncover what I believe will prove to be one of the largest political corruption scandals of our lifetime and potentially in our nation's history. This impeachment inquiry, led by the chairman here today, Jamie Comer, Jim Jordan, and Jason Smith, continues to provide the American people the answers they both demand and deserve. They have found over $10 million from China, Russia, Ukraine, and Romania funneled through the corrupt influence peddling schemes to line the pockets of the Biden crime family. The DOJ, FBI, and other federal agencies mobilized to play cover-up and attack Biden's leading political opponent, Donald Trump, in a desperate effort to distract from Joe Biden's failings. And Joe Biden has lied continuously to the American people about how he was not only aware of, but was involved with and financially benefited from his family's corrupt influence peddling schemes. Look around this room on these poster boards. The evidence is here, and unlike Joe Biden, the bank records do not lie. The Biden crime family sold out America, and the American people have had enough. And while extreme Democrats pursued a sham impeachment of Donald Trump focused on baseless lies driven by partisan politics, House Republicans have and will continue to follow the facts, uncovering more damning evidence each and every day.
Oversight Chairman Jamie Comer continued detailing specific allegations against President Biden. Comer accused Biden of repeatedly lying about his family's involvement in international business dealings. He highlighted numerous interactions between Biden and foreign business associates, painting a picture of a president deeply entangled in global financial networks. He emphasized the necessity of interviewing individuals connected to the Biden family, hinting at a deeper layer of corruption yet to be fully exposed. Watch.
Joe Biden has repeatedly lied to the American people about his family's corrupt influence peddling schemes. Our investigation has revealed how Joe Biden knew of, participated in, and benefited from his family cashing in on the Biden name around the world. First, President Biden told the American people he never spoke to his son about his family's business dealings. That was a lie. President Biden spoke by phone, attended dinners, had coffee with his son's foreign business associates. These individuals include Russian and Kazakhstani oligarch, a Burisma executive, and a Chinese national who funneled millions to his son. President Biden claimed there was an absolute wall between his official government duties as vice president and his family. But there was no such wall. The door was wide open to his family's influence peddling schemes. But Joe Biden allowed his son to catch a ride on Air Force Two at least a dozen times to sell the Biden brand around the world. The National Archives has also identified the Office of Vice President emailed with the Biden family and their businesses over 29,000 times. However, the White House is withholding these emails from Congress in addition to the 82,000 pages of pseudonym emails. 82,000 pages. President Biden claimed his family didn't receive money from China, but we all know they did. President Biden's son, brother, sister-in-law, and daughter-in-law collectively received millions from CCP-linked entities. We've also revealed how Joe Biden received $40,000 in laundered China money in the form of a personal check from his sister-in-law. The White House and corporate media continue to move the goalpost as they seek to cover up for President Biden and his family. But make no mistake, financial records, emails, text messages, and witness testimony reveal that the Biden family enterprise is centered on Joe Biden's political career and connections. Joe Biden knew about, participated, and benefited from these schemes. This is a national security threat at the highest level of government, and Americans demand accountability for the Biden corruption. Over the next 2 months, our committees will interview members of the Biden family and their associates about this record of evidence. We expect full compliance with our lawfully issued subpoenas. No one is above the law, even if your last name is Biden. Our committee will first interview and depose witnesses. We then, of course, would welcome Hunter Biden to testify at a public hearing at a future date. Democrats should have no concern with first deposing and interviewing key witnesses. This is how they conducted their impeachment inquiry of former President Trump and the January 6th committee. President Biden's pattern of lies, corruption, and obstruction demand action from Congress. We will continue to follow the facts and hold President Biden accountable to the American people.
Congressman Jim Jordan provided a sharp analysis focusing on the Biden family's connections to foreign businesses, particularly Ukrainian energy company Burisma. Jordan outlined several critical facts. These included Hunter Biden's appointment to the Burisma board despite a lack of qualifications and subsequent actions by then Vice President Biden that appeared to benefit the company. Jordan's narrative suggested a quid pro quo scenario challenging the Biden administration's ethical standing. Watch.
This story is as old as time. You have a politician who does certain things. Those actions benefit his family financially, and then there's an effort to sweep it all under the rug. And we know this has happened. The best example is to use the Ukrainian energy company Burisma. 4 key facts. Hunter Biden gets put on the board of Burisma. Fact number 1. Fact number 2. He's not qualified to be on the board. He said so himself in an ABC interview. He said he got the job because of his last name. Fact number 3, the executives at Burisma asked Hunter Biden specifically, will you weigh in with folks in D.C. to help us deal with the pressure we are under? A few days later, Joe Biden gets on a plane, flies to Kyiv, and announces that you will not get the money that was already approved unless you fire the prosecutor who was applying the pressure. That all happens. That all happens. Those key facts happen. And those facts are confirmed by some of the evidence we've uncovered already. This 1023 form, where the confidential human source told the FBI, and it was recorded in this form. Those are the key facts. And now it's important. We got a lot of those key facts when we interviewed one of Hunter Biden's business partners, Mr. Archer. It's important we talk to the others. We need to talk to Eric Schwerin. We need to talk to Rob Walker. We need to talk to Tony Bobolinsky. And we are in conversations with their lawyers, and we think those are going to happen. And we need to talk to Jim Biden, who was also in business with Hunter Biden. Those things need to happen. And then, as the chairman just said, as Chairman Comer just said, we will have Hunter Biden in a deposition. And frankly, I think in an open hearing, I think that would be great. That's what needs to happen so the American people get the facts, get the truth, and we can make a decision on how we move forward as a conference. With that, I would recognize.
House Speaker Mike Johnson then took the floor, underscoring the constitutional significance of the investigation. He contrasted the meticulous and transparent approach of the current inquiry with previous impeachment proceedings against President Trump, emphasizing the rule of law. Johnson's remarks highlighted the gravity of the allegations and the importance of a thorough investigation. Watch.
And this is a very serious matter. And I've said many times over the last few years, because impeachment has been an issue that we've all become all too familiar with, that next to the declaration of war, you can make an argument that impeachment may be the heaviest power that Congress holds. That constitutional responsibility lies with the House. We have a duty to pursue the facts where they lead. John Adams famously said, "Facts are stubborn things," and you heard a recitation of that here this morning. These facts are alarming. They're alarming to the American people. They are alarming to us. And so while we take no pleasure in the proceedings here, we have a responsibility to do it. We're very proud of the work of these three chairmen that you've seen here, Chairman Comer and Jordan and Smith. They've done an exceptional job in uncovering the obvious corruption. And you've heard it here summarized this morning very succinctly. President Biden and the Biden family. We owe it to the American people to continue this process, but to do it methodically and transparently. Many of you know I'm a lawyer, I'm a constitutional law attorney. I served on President Trump's impeachment defense team twice. And we lamented openly, and we decried how the Democrats politicized that process. They were brazenly political, and how they brought those meritless impeachment charges against the president. What you're seeing here, is exactly the opposite. We are the rule of law team. The Republican Party stands for the rule of law. And the people in charge of this are doing this thoroughly, carefully, methodically. They're investigating and gathering all the facts. And to do this appropriately and to do it in a manner that upholds our constitutional responsibility requires time. It requires a sound process. You don't rush something like this. You can't if you're going to have fidelity to the Constitution. These chairmen are committed to proceeding in that manner. And that's what you're seeing. We've heard from whistleblowers, Biden business associates, legal experts, and now we have reached the point in the investigation that we need to hear from a handful of really key witnesses in this. The chairmen have issued a few dozen subpoenas, and we expect that those are to be complied with in an expeditious manner. We're not prejudging this. We will follow the facts wherever they lead. Again, that's our constitutional duty. And I fully support our chairmen and their efforts, and we'll have a lot more to share on this in the days ahead. We'll take a few questions.
Addressing a reporter's question about the validity of the allegations, Johnson reiterated key pieces of evidence gathered, including substantial sums received by the Biden family members from foreign entities. He emphasized the continuing nature of the investigation, advocating for a fact-driven approach. Watch.
The official act that was corrupt that Republicans are alleging today was that when he was vice president, Joe Biden pushed for the firing of a Ukrainian prosecutor. And this was the subject of the impeachment of Donald Trump. And you had a lot of State Department officials who came in and said, this wasn't Joe Biden's policy, this was our policy. He didn't do this to benefit his son. He did this because we wanted him to do it. So did they all commit perjury, or are you going to bring them back for more interviews? Why are Republicans just ignoring all that testimony?
No one's ignoring testimony. Let me tell you the top four pieces of evidence with regard to the Biden. I just got bullet points here. From 2014 to 2019, Biden family members and their affiliate companies received over $15 million from foreign companies and foreign nationals. These are all facts. Facts are stubborn things. That included Ukraine, Russia, Kazakhstan, Romania, and China. Biden business associates received an additional $9 million. The chairman here have uncovered a lot of facts. President Biden has, of course, lied at least 16 times about his involvement in his family's business schemes. There are at least 22 examples of Joe Biden speaking with or meeting with Hunter Biden's foreign business associates. The Oversight Committee recently released 2 checks. You see the graphics up here today. These checks are to Joe Biden. One is for $40,000 from China, and another is for $200,000 from a now bankrupt healthcare company that his brother James Biden apparently swindled. Listen, this investigation has to continue because, again, as we said, those facts are stubborn things. I'm not going to answer outside questions about this. We let the facts speak for themselves, and I think you're going to see a lot more developments over that in the days ahead. That was our last question.
Now, the narrative we're seeing unfold here is not just about alleged financial misdeeds. It's about the erosion of trust in our highest office. The American Republic is built on principles of transparency, integrity, and accountability. When these are compromised, the very foundation of our governance is at risk. And what we're witnessing is a powerful group of lawmakers who are not just making accusations, they're backing them up with what they claim is solid evidence. They're not merely seeking political gain, they're trying to uphold the principles that our republic stands for. This isn't a witch hunt, it's a pursuit of truth. Now let's break down these implications of the allegations. If proven true, they paint a picture of a presidency mired in corruption, where personal gain trumps public good. This isn't just a scandal, it's a betrayal of the American people. The gravity of these accusations cannot be overstated. If these claims are substantiated, they could lead to the impeachment and removal of a sitting president, an event of monumental historical significance. But as we dissect these allegations, it's essential to understand the wider context. This is not happening in a vacuum. It's occurring in a highly charged political environment where truth often becomes the first casualty in a war of narratives. The mainstream media, with its biases, often skews the story, leaving you, the American people, with a distorted picture. And that's why our coverage is crucial. We're not here to toe the party line, we're here to dig deep, to question, to challenge, and bring you the unvarnished truth. Our republic, after all, is not just a collection of laws and institutions, it's a living, breathing entity sustained by the truth. As we move forward, expect pushback. The Biden administration and its allies will likely mobilize their resources to counter these allegations. They'll spin narratives, question motives, and attempt to discredit those who are bringing these allegations to light. But remember, the truth has a way of coming out, often despite the best efforts of those who wish to bury it. As we conclude this segment, remember, if you found value in this report, tap subscribe, stay informed, stay vigilant, and stay committed to the truth. A republic deserves no less. Now, in closing, the unfolding Biden impeachment saga is more than political drama. It's a crucial juncture for our republic's integrity. The House GOP's allegations and the mounting evidence of corruption signal a potential turning point in the Biden presidency. The situation is not just about the alleged misdeeds of one administration. It's a reflection of our nation's commitment to justice and accountability. As this story evolves, the role in the media becomes increasingly crucial. The attempt by some to downplay or ignore these revelations is a disservice to the American public. This is not just another news cycle. It's a pivotal moment that tests the transparency and resilience of our system. Biden's tenure, now under severe scrutiny, reminds us of the importance of vigilance in preserving the values of our republic. We must remain alert to the narratives being shaped and insist on the unvarnished truth. The story is not just about today's headlines, it's about safeguarding the future of our nation.
Congratulations, you made it to the end of the video. Now keep up your quest for truth with this next news report. And if you found our channel enlightening, join the millions who agree with you. Tap subscribe. Thank you for watching the Next News Network.